Hello and welcome to my Human Design YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the question of what is human design? Well, human design is a system. So it's a system of knowledge that can help us live our lives. It's often called a blueprint or the operator's manual that we should have been given when we were born so that we understand ourselves better. It's got various components in it, and I've talked about those in a previous YouTube video on how to read a chart, where I mentioned the basic components of it. Things like definition, where there can be one or two or three different parts of you operating at the same time. It is a human design system in the sense that it is a science. It's called the mechanics of the Maya, the science of what is, and it's a very deep science. You know, it goes on and on into different things, not only within the human realm, but also outside of the human realm in other life forms, and indeed being able to have a certain predictable quality about what's coming in the future, interpreting what's happened in the past. It has many different sides to it. Out of the components, we have a description of the aura of each person. So there are different auras according to the four types. There are four basic types in human being: the manifestor, the projector, the generators, and the reflectors. Each type has an aura that's described. There are different centers, as I've already said, and these centers are going to be colored in or not, but they contain certain physical associations to them. So, for example, anyone with an open root system, that's a white center right at the bottom of the chart, well, the chances are you're going to be running into, literally running into adrenal problems if you keep on running and being in a hurry. It's just the nature of the blueprint that you have, that you're trying to live. But I think the most important thing for me about human design is that it is based in science as well. So we have the esoteric side of it. There's parts of astrology, there's parts of the Kabbalah, there's parts of even the tarot. But the main thing is the I Ching. So the ancient Chinese I Ching that has 64 chops, 64 images that describe all the possible human experiences, are tied directly and perfectly to the codons in genetics. So we have this wonderful matchup. You know, there can be human design chart readings based on the codons. There is biology, there is quantum physics, there is chemistry, there are all kinds of other aspects of traditional science that can be found in human design as well. But that's not its most important power. Its most important power is to be able to show you to yourself. It is in the self-recognition of hearing the truth that brings this relief to people. I had someone the other day that a friend of a friend that came to see me, and we had a fantastic reading as usual. And she goes to her friend and she says, "At last, I have permission to be myself." It has this ability to penetrate into the nature of the person. Now, unfortunately, we're not just nature. We're not just, I am here and everything's fine. I am here and I'm being told all kinds of stuff. And I'm in a society where I am being conditioned. And there's a very homogenized stream to society. The fashions that come, the ideas that are prevalent, the way that it changes, we are all conditioned. Human design acknowledges that. It also acknowledges ways in which you can move beyond your conditioning, beyond that homogenized mixture of you being a bit of everybody else and what they think and where you are in all that soup. It takes you back to yourself. And it's a process. It's a process of deconditioning. It is a process of recognizing the truth when you first get a proper reading, and then living it. It's to be applied. It is an applied science, if you like. You get to see yourself. And before I go on with that, just a 5-second introduction to myself. My name is Richard Beaumont. I've been doing human design for 25 years or more, 20 of those training professional analysts in trying to read a chart really accurately and really deeply. Okay, so we've got this idea of the natural nature of someone in terms of the chart, the birth chart, and then we've got this idea of homogenization, of conditioning from society, from our parents, from our school teachers, from our peers. You know, we can easily get lost. Now, human design will show you where you are likely to get lost. It's a deconstruction of the conditioning that we've taken on, not knowing we're being conditioned. It is also called the science of awakening, to awaken to who one is. It's not a sudden like, hey, I know who I am. You know, you can look at the information and you can get a clear recognition that this is true for you. But at the same time, the levels of truth change as you apply the information and you follow your strategy and authority. Human design brings you a way to move in your life that is correct for you always. It gives you a way of making decisions in your life that are correct for you. Now, that is really something, because you can experiment with it. If you don't experiment with it, it's just another idea. It's just another story. Before I came into human design, I'd done many courses and trainings for decades in terms of human potential. And I wasn't particularly interested in yet another system until I had my reading and I got it and I went, oh, someone can see me in a way that I'm seeing myself. How amazing is that? And deeper too, clearer, sharper, like turning the lens so you can tune into the nature. So in that way, Ra, the founder of human design, Ra Uru Hu, often talks about it as a roadmap, a roadmap. Your nature is your uniqueness, but we are a mixture of nature and nurture. Depending on where we were born and the experiences that we've had, that is going to add to who we are in the way that we live our life. However, the strategy and authority will never change. For example, there are some people that are designed to make spontaneous decisions. Most people aren't. Most people have to find another way to make decisions because the spontaneity just causes them problems. They're not designed to make decisions spontaneously. There are half the human race are emotional. They have to allow the emotional process to go on before they know what it is that they want to get involved with. And then, of course, you've got the other types. You know, we are all split into 4 types. So there are different types of people walking around. And through applying the experiment, through going into the experiment, you get to meet those other types consciously. You get to verify the information. The more you verify the information, the more you open up to who you are and who you're not while you live your life. That's its transformative power. It's really amazing in that sense. So there are many aspects. If someone comes and says to me, well, what is human design, Richard? My answer to them will be, well, it depends on who is asking the question. For those people that really don't want to know particularly and are just curious, I'll say it's a profiling system. It's a way of understanding oneself better. I can say that. But if they are a logical person, if they have a lot of logical circuitry in them, then I'll go into more of the details, more of the science. I'll give them an example of, you know, they have an open G center. I'll talk about their liver because there's a biological association to the liver and the G center. I will give them more precise facts that they can know are true in their own experience. If someone comes to me and they're very tribal, I will talk about it as being a way of being able to not only know oneself, but also get on with other people, to bring more harmony into the relationships. Because if you know yourself, and if you know who another is at the design level, you know how to treat them with respect. You know that they may be saying things that are in the beginning that are not respectful to you, but you understand why. It's such a beautiful thing. If I'm talking to someone with a lot of experiential chemistry in them, then I'll talk about the adventure of what it is to really go into living your design and the things that I've discovered along the way and how incredible it's been. There's so many, many, many stories that I could tell. If they're very individual in their nature, I'll talk about it as a way of coming to their particular uniqueness, to the movement in their life that is a little bit quirky, that doesn't really fit in with other things in the life, and the fact that they feel like an outsider and they feel that people don't really get them, and they're trying to belong to something that they can't because it's not them. I will talk to them about the existential crisis that they will be involved in their life. And of course, most of us have mixtures of the different chemistries in us. So it depends on who's asking to what I'm going to say, but I say a profiling system answers the question for most people who are not really interested in it. Those who want to know more can go and get I give them an opportunity to experience it. Luckily, I've managed to create a free report system, which is in my website. You can find the links below, where people will get, I think it's about a 50-page report for nothing. They will get an outlying idea of what their design is, and then they have the opportunity to go further. I could talk about it in terms of it showing the qualities and the skills and the different things that are in each person that can be used in their life, in a way that is true for them. So, for example, the generators are here to work. One of these 4 types, they're here to work. They're here to use all of their energy every day. Well, if they're using their energy according to their nature, they're going to want to do it. They're going to have more energy to do it. Work isn't work anymore. Work is them being satisfied in using their energy properly. And I will also point out where they're not available for work, where it's going to be painful for them to stick at it, and where they're going to give up on things. So it really hones into the life itself and the way to live it according to our nature. And for those of you who come into human design, who really go into it, who want to study it and want to find out what the mechanics of the Maya are all about, well, then it's a refuge. Then it's a place where you can go and get involved with profound thinking about important things that matter to you in your life and the people that you're associated with, and the way that you're living it in a way that is separate from the way other people think, most other people think. The knowledge is a great refuge of wisdom. It is something that fills you up with unexpected joy of just dealing with the truth. The truth has a ring to it. Everyone will recognize the truth when they hear it. And human design is not just a science, but an art, the art to be able to describe what is in someone accurately according to the language of human design. The language of human design is framed around what it's talking about. As I described, with the experiential person, I'm going to be speaking about the adventure. With the individuals, I'm going to speak about the existential quality of the life. We're all different. That's the truth. We're all different. And for me, the science of differentiation is the best description, because, even twins are shown to be different. And I should know, I am a twin, and my chart and my sister's chart is different at different levels. So I love that. And at the end of the day, those people that come into human design, and if they really go into it, they love it too. there is a love of the truth. The truth is both beautiful, and it is also something that rises in you as a love of wanting to know more about what is really true. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you have, please like and share, and please subscribe. And I will be back with another video very soon. Okay, bye for now.